everybody, it's Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot.
And I'm super excited about this topic tonight. We're going to be discussing gnomes.
Which we both have in our homes.
I have so many gnomes in my homes. I have so many gnomes in my home.
My gosh,
I do.
Yeah. I have them inside and out. My garden has so many gnomes for Corey. We have a dinosaur T-Rex battling gnomes, like that thing,
goodness.
if you've seen it. Love that one. It was one of my favorite Father's Day presents that we got him this year.
I want to get more gnomes. We name all of our gnomes in my house. We've got Woodsworth, Ginger, Gilbert, and Chip.
Very cute.
So, my husband actually names them. I said, what's his name? And they just come to him. So I'm fully convinced the gnomes.
That's how I do my plants. Yeah, no, I'll feel you. Or I guess I feel Bryson.
Yeah, the gnomes just whisper, my name's Gilbert.
Right? No, seriously. My plants don't get a name until they tell me what it is.
Well, Woodsworth is outside in the garden area or on the porch during the winter time. And then Chip is in our kitchen.
Nice.
He's a little chip,
makes sense.
Chipped gnome.
Very
He's
cute.
A little chip on his head.
Chip. Yeah, Corey has a little set of gnomes that hang out with my houseplants. Yeah. And they're like this little set of gnomes that they have their own campfire and they're like playing instruments and chilling around the campfire. And then Lolly made him a gnome that sits with those guys because he's the perfect size. And then we have other little gnomes that are scattered throughout our village that's on the one wall. And they're all doing yoga poses.
That's so funny. Yeah. I do love the silly ones. There's like gnomes where they're mooning people. But I guess we'll get into that with pop culture.
Oh, I guess so, yeah. Because Corey has one that he has it facing the front door. So when you leave the house, if you look down, there's a little gnome that's flicking you off.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
I love gnomes.
Yeah, I know.
They're so rowdy.
I know. Corey loves gnomes, and he definitely developed my love for gnomes. And I'm an 80s kid, right? So I was already drawn to the big nose, the round eye thing of gnomes because we had troll dolls. I don't know if you ever played with
the jewels on the belly button.
Love troll dolls. And so I feel like I was already primed to accept gnomes as a thing, you know? Because I love troll dolls.
My husband used to say he hated gnomes, they were creepy. But now he loves them. I don't know why. He made a friend with Gilbert. And then they all just came, you know? Hey, so one of the things we're going to talk about is how there are gnomes literally all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And it comes from everywhere. Like, when I was doing different readings, there were so many different things that said different places that gnomes started from, right? And I mean, essentially, you can link them back to all sorts of different places, but as we'll discuss, they have gnome type creatures, like creatures, gnomey creatures everywhere.
I mean, from the research that we were doing, there was Dutch and Scandinavian and German, but then there was also Spanish
Slavic.
and North America, surprisingly, and Mexico, and you know,
like Finland and all over Scandinavia, like you said, like you mentioned when we were talking earlier. There was German.
Is it Portugal?
I was gonna ask you when you told me the name of the Spanish one. I was like, was that Portuguese?
Yeah,
there's some in
Portugal,
which
Latin
would make
America.
sense. I mean, they're right together near Spain. Not that they're the same country, and I'm not trying to be offensive in saying I think they are. But I just mean they're right. Yes. They are right there together.
I'm so sorry. I don't
you're
mean to
fine.
keep downing you guys.
Yeah, it's late for us.
It is very late.
This is our latest episode yet. But because if they're listening to it, it's our latest episode. I will see myself
out. So I apologize if I yawn a little bit. I am 14 weeks pregnant,
and it's late, and it's a weeknight.
Yes,
guys.
so I apologize.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of different names for these because they go in different places. Would you like to start, Amber?
And, so in Danish and Norwegian, they call them Nisse. Like Nisse. And then
I called it Nessie when I first read it, and then I was like, wait, that's wrong. That's Irish. Wait, that's Is it Scottish? That's
Scottish,
Ireland.
Loch Ness, Scotland.
Yeah, okay.
And then I found it interesting that one of the things that the Finnish call them is Tomtenisse, which is a combination of Tomte, which is Swedish, and Nice, which is Danish and German, Norwegian. So very interesting. And then they also call it the Tontu. But then elsewhere, there's You were just talking
about it.
We
were just talking about this. What was it? How was it? Duende?
Yes.
Duende. I hope that we're pronouncing
we
that
think
correctly.
we're pronouncing it right, based on the spelling.
So I think the Duende is probably one of my favorites because it's more of the rowdier, like less...
It is definitely...
less positive. I mean, I wouldn't say it's negative, but it's less positive. It's more something used to scare children into behaving.
He's like the Krampus of gnomes.
Yes, like he'll eat your thumbs, and if you don't keep your toenails trimmed, he'll accidentally trim a toe too much, you know. Fingers and toes, and, you know, don't walk the farms alone at night.
Right, and I mean, he really, he brings into play my favorite thing to say about like religion, mythology, all of these tales that we have as humans and we pass down to other humans, and we use these things to keep each other in line. We use religion, we use mythology to say you need to live right, or bad things will happen to you, and we, as a people, have these creatures that embody that energy. And we say, hey, take care of your shit or the duende will get you. Take care of your house or the domovoi will be upset. Take care of your barn or the niece is going to thrash you. Like, these are all things that are important for society and for civilization. And they're also things that we find in folklore to help us be good people.
Right, yes. Yeah. You know, like, I thought it was really fun to read about, if I'm being honest with you. I think I read that the duende smokes a cigar and plays a guitar.
And it's the most Spanish-sounding entity ever. I love it. So stereotypical in a good way. I don't mean it in a bad way. Like, you can use the word stereotypical and not be a bad thing. And I do mean it in a good way where, like, stereotypical, he's got the cigar, he's got his banjo, and only 4 fingers, right? Right. So, I don't know how he's holding that thing. And he's got his, like, hat. I'm sorry, guitar, not banjo. And he's got the hat, exactly.
That's so funny.
And it's just, like, in such a great picture, even if he is kind of a...
rowdy one.
Yeah. I loved learning about the duende from you.
That was
it's so interesting that if children don't cut their toenails, the duende will
It seems so
eat their
specific.
toes.
Like, who is the mother that made that up, and then she
or what was the thing that made it so important to keep up with your toenails in Spanish culture?
I know.
Like, was there some kind of thing in the dirt if it got under your nails?
Like worms or something. And I don't,
but if you walk outside barefoot in a lot of places, you could get roundworm or some shit like that. I mean, and that's just the thing. Like, if you walk your dog in the wrong yard, that could exist there, not because those are dirty people, but because Earth is Earth.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can walk on the beach and get worms in your feet. I've seen that. That scares me because I want to walk barefoot on the beach. But
I do it all the time. That's why I reacted that way.
But I don't know. I've seen...
I love the beach.
Where worms crawl up in there.
I'm from Texas and Florida. I love the beach. Oh, that was
So do you incorporate gnomes into your magical practice? Or?
So far as I leave the gnomes an offering every new moon because it is my offering to the Fae Mafia, because by inviting gnomes and fairies into our garden and our home through icons of them, by incorporating them into our garden with garden gnomes and garden fairies, and then bringing the gnomes further into our house and having gnomes inside as well, I do make a new moon offering to the gnomes. But again, that is Fae Mafia offering money right there, because we invited them in, then shit started going haywire, and then one of my friends pointed out that I had fairies and was not like making them offerings. So I went outside and I made a new moon offering to the fairies. My husband made an offering to the gnomes because they're his, of whiskey. And I kind of had a long talk with the Fae creatures that I had, whether I meant to or not, invited into my life and said, hey guys, you're welcome here. Love you. Want you here. Not sure exactly what I did to piss you off, but I'm guessing it's I didn't give you enough attention. So every new moon, something for you. the rest of the month, leave me the fuck alone, because I'm tired of you fucking with my shit. But I don't work with elemental creatures as much as I work with elements and deities.
I would love to work.
When I go out into my garden, I visit with them, and I visit with them on the new moon. But it's not something that, like, in my everyday practice.
I would love to work with the elementals more. They're just so damn temperamental. It's kind of like walking on a...
I'm blonde, and I don't want to piss nobody off.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's why I make the offering.
To be honest, I don't necessarily make offerings to my gnomes. I haven't felt the need to. I don't think anything,
fair enough.
Has happened. Yeah. If I do feel the need to, then I definitely will. But I think
for the record, I don't think it was the gnomes necessarily fucking with us, but I wasn't gonna make a new moon offering to the fairies who are right next to the gnomes and not acknowledge the gnomes.
Low key could just see them looking in your window right now. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, by the way,
we're here. I know, guys.
I do love elemental spirits so much, and I think the reason why I like gnomes so much is they're earth, and I'm an earth sign. They just are very temperamental, and a lot of people will tell you to be cautious when it comes to working with them, and rightfully so. Even gnomes are known spiritually to have,
absolutely, like their magic
attitude.
They are house spirits or barn spirits. It's like, seriously, these creatures, the gnomes, the Nis, the Tomte, Tomte-Nis, Tontu, even the Duende, I would bet, because he's a house spirit. All the different ones, they are spirits of dwelling places. And so when it's an unhappy atmosphere in the dwelling places, they respond to that, And so if you're not taking care of your shit right, they're gonna punish you for it. And so, like, their magic is like you said, temperamental, and I love it.
What if you accidentally mess up and they don't care that it's an accident?
See, that's why I don't like messing with them.
Me too.
That's why I'm like, no, you're fine. I make that offering to the gnomes, but I otherwise don't incorporate them in my practice. That said, because of my further embracement of my Slavic path, I am starting to acknowledge my house domovoi, because in the Slavic path, the belief is that your household has a domovoi, and that domovoi feeds off the energy in your house. And I have made a concerted effort to acknowledge it. I even have given it a nickname, like I told you, and I'm actually going to make a space for it in the
oh my God,
I'm moving my altar.
That's a really super that's a commitment, because because
I'm forgetful.
Exactly.
Yes, that's why I won't fuck with the rest of it, because I've embraced the domovoi, because basically what I said was Slavic family, it's gonna have a domovoi.
Right.
And so when it comes to being presumptuous or not, I presume I have a domovoi that I should try to keep happy.
With with the Fae, I would love to have a altar to the Fae, or when I say the Fae, I mean any Fae creature. Right,
those because the gnomes fall into Fae creature.
Exactly.
Domovoi, pixie, brownie, all those.
I am hesitant to make an offer for the Fae, because I will feel, obviously, like I need to leave offering. And my problem is, I'm very forgetful. And you know what, I'm going to tell this story. I don't know. I don't think this was a gnome thing. I think this was some sort of Fae thing. I had a house brownie in my old house. My fault. I welcomed him in. I actually did a whole ritual. I read it in an Ellen Dugan book. And I saw it. I swear to God, I saw it. It looked like a mouse.
We love you, Ellen.
It looked like a mouse.
Sponsor us. Yes, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Like, I didn't mean... It was dark, and the altar had all the lights on it, and then in the window, I saw a mouse-like creature jump through the light. Well, I forgot to leave offering out. I usually leave water, because it's very simple, but also very spiritual. And I start hearing this buzzing. I think I've told you this. Have I told you this? So I hear this buzzing, and I'm like, the fuck is that? I go in my room. Tell me how my vibrator turned on.
Yeah, you did tell me
itself.
Okay, I was like, this sounds so familiar.
Tell me how it turned on by itself in my fucking drawer. If that is not a Fae thing, I don't know what the fuck is. Okay, that is an absolute Fae thing to get somebody's attention.
No, I 100% understand and agree. The reason that I am acknowledging the Domovoy at this point and doing stuff to try and make my boy Domovoy happy is because when I read it, what it said is the Slavic household has a Domovoy that feeds off the energy of the household. Not that I have to invite him in, but that he already existed in my household. And so I've been not honoring him for at least 20 years. Which means I have some making up to do. Like giving him a nickname.
Or he'll turn on your vibrator.
Right. Well, part of the thing with the Domovoy is it's not so much making offerings to the Domovoy as much as the Domovoy feeds off the energy in your household. So if you have a happy household, the Domovoy
that would make me scared
guy.
as well, because my household's not always happy.
I know. I understand, and that's why you have to like
make it's
an active effort. Yeah. Exactly, and I think that's
where the keeping people in line
exactly.
Yes.
I was just thinking that, like, oh wow, they just tried to make them Russian men nicer,
right,
keep your Domovoy happy, because in the story that I learned of the Domovoy it was an abusive husband, and he was the father of the seventh daughter, which in Russian folklore is very
Is
big.
it daughter or son?
Daughter. Okay. He was the father of the daughter.
I had heard seventh son of a seventh son, but not seventh daughter.
Yeah, in Russian folklore, seventh daughter of a seventh daughter, she's a very powerful witch.
Okay.
So essentially, the story is that he's abusive to the mother. He he makes. Oh, yeah. It's really sad because she has another baby girl and he's really displeased that it's not a boy. And he says some awful shit.
Oh, I'm sure that happens every day.
Right. And unfortunately, right. And so, like, the bottom line is the Domovoy goes fucking nuts and kills the dad. Like,
well, don't be a fucking sexist asshole.
Exactly. Right. And it's like the Domovoy punished him for his bad energy, and because the mom and daughter were good people, like at first, like the Domovoy went away after he killed the dad, and the mom and the daughter were devastated at the loss of their Domovoy, their own protective guardian spirit, and they mourned.
They didn't give a shit about the dad.
Nope, they sure didn't. They sure didn't. They missed their Domovoy. And then they awoke and found him whistling and cleaning up the kitchen because he was happy because it was a peaceful household again. So, like the Domovoy, it's not so much what you leave him, it's how you act in your life.
That is scary. That is scary,
It is scary
because
from the standpoint of, some things are out of your control.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's your house.
And you're making an active effort into being good. And I think, not everybody believes the way that I do, but I think if you're making an active effort, maybe the Domovoy will see that.
He would see that and at least hopefully appreciate the effort.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's kind of my thought process on it is I didn't mean to not know about you. I didn't mean to ignore you. I didn't mean to, feed shitty energy towards you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try and make up for that.
I'm trying. And they'll be understanding.
Yeah, I hope. I've even hung up some air plants that have crystals in the container with the air plant that's like to absorb negative energy and transmute it into positive energy. And partly that is for the Domovoy's sake.
That. Yeah. I love that. I love
because generally house spirits, right?
Right. Oh, exactly.
Yeah, just like you were saying with the Fae. I mean, it's a house spirit. Right. House spirits are house spirits. Like,
I'm like, I when I think of my house spirits, I think of brownies. Versus Domovoy, just brownies.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I mean, until I learned about them, I never thought of Domovoy either. Because I'm big on my Russian heritage. As soon as I learned about it,
do not flag us for saying the R word, please. It's a really rough time right now. We're going through a lot right now.
Well, like...
That's why I'm like, don't flag us.
No, it's funny because Corey goes, this might be the best time in your life for you to be so pro-Russian.
Oh my God. No, don't say that.
Because they won't hate me for loving them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like when they Yeah, anyway, it's a
when
joke
they
that
eventually invade.
Yeah, exactly. That is the joke he makes. Is like,
okay, thank God.
Yeah, that is the joke he's making. Is like, because I was like, oh, I guess I probably shouldn't like be admitting.
Maybe I
But you know what?
Maybe
I got called
right
a commie in 3rd grade.
What the fuck? By who? Who knows?
Another 3rd grader.
Who the fuck?
I said my family came from Russia, and he was like, fucking commie. He didn't say fucking. But that's how my memory
I don't mean to what is the I don't know if you've seen the meme where it's like they show the Russian flag and then they play the Russian fucking da-da-da-da, and it's like, we need to stop because we're gonna get your
I don't know this meme.
Put that in the tags, Russian, and then watch the views go up. Because I mean that shit's everywhere.
Oh well, we can call it the Russian Domovoy instead of the Slavic Domovoy.
Oh my god. Maybe we should not put Russia in the name.
But like, no, my point is because I'm not gonna hide what my heritage is. Mm-hmm. I mean,
right? No.
I mean, but anyway, the bottom line being, I understand why you would think brownie and for house spirit, and honestly, like with gnomes, they are now, you know, they were kind of like a homestead and farm, but now they've kind of gone into the garden. Right?
Yes, which brings us
come
to
above ground. Yes,
and what we know as gnomes came out in the 1800s, I believe, the late 1800s.
Yes.
This is the pop culture gnomes. The big noses and the beards and then the hats,
right, and the pointy hat. And I mean, like that. A lot of it does come from the different things that it comes. Oh, yes, you know what I mean, like the different creatures that we were just discussing.
This is just how
like,
we sort of evolved. But yes, into
now
pop culture.
now we see the garden gnome with the big. I love their noses.
I love the big noses, and you can't see their eyes because of the hats. Those are my favorite ones. Those are my favorite ones.
I do like seeing their eyes, especially when it's like the sleepy old man eyes. Like he looks like he's ready for a nap. Like if you just gave him a pillow,
they look like Smurfs, but not blue. Are the Smurfs gnomes? No, the Smurfs are Smurfs. But Papa Smurf,
but they live in mushrooms. God, I love Smurfs.
They look like gnomes.
We should like watch Smurfs all day one day, and then come up with an episode, like do an episode all about Smurfs. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun.
Sorry, you just
I imagine they're a mixture of many, like I'm sure gnomes are one of them because with Papa Smurf, I definitely see like the gnome things.
There. I could see that with Papa Smurf for sure.
So. With the gnomes that we have today, they're definitely not fucking traditional, that's for sure. I mean, they got their pants pulled down and they're like...
Well, some of them, like I said, Corey's got one flipping you off.
They can be so vulgar, but they can also be so sweet. Right, but they can also be
very wholesome. I have a 5-pack of gnomes that I got, so it's 5 different, they're all very similar, and one of them is our LGBTQ. He's completely rainbow, and like, it's totally like, absolutely, I'm sure, intended to be that way, but he's usually like front and center when you walk up to the garden. Right now he's been knocked over, it's wintertime, and I do probably need to clean that area up a little bit, but
the gardens always kind of go downhill during winter.
Right, exactly. It'll get a nice sprucing in the spring for sure.
Which is coming up,
yes, it is.
Oh my god, not Litha, I'm so sorry. Emolk. Is like
less than 10 days.
Yeah, actually. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know, there's not very many movies about gnomes. I think there was one more movie, but I don't know.
You know, I grew up watching David the Gnome.
Yes,
I think
there we go.
Yeah, that is probably one of, like, for me, like, I was trying, last night, Corey and we were trying to think of things, and it was like, oh no, those are dwarves, no, those are elves, but David the Gnome is definitely a fucking gnome. He rides a fox. He's the bomb-ass motherfucking gnome from Nickelodeon. If you are a kid in the 80s, I hope to God you got to watch David the Gnome. We downloaded a bunch of them off of, like, some video service back in the mid-2000s so that our daughters could watch David the Gnome, because Corey and I love David the Gnome so much. Like, our entire marriage, we have talked about this show. Like, we love that show. It's like he and his wife, they both have like big noses. You can definitely see their eyes. Yeah, you saw the pictures. But they do this thing in the opening thing and throughout the whole show where like they put their hands behind their back and they lean forward and they rub their noses together, and it's the cutest thing. in the world. I love them. And he has rabbits that pull his sleigh, and the trolls are the bad guys. It's such a good show.
It sounds good.
You
it
should
sounds
find
really
it
good.
You should find it for the little ones. It's such a good show.
There's also Gnomeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Which is, I haven't seen it either, but I'm assuming it's a gnome version of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Right? I would say David the Gnome is very, like, it's Norwegian themed, right? But apparently it's a Spanish cartoon that was brought to American Nickelodeon. Really? Yeah, I don't know. I gotta look into that more because I read that it was a Spanish cartoon, and until you brought up the duende, I was like, what?
What?
But David, I don't think has a guitar, so.
Well, and other than that, besides the garden gnomes, there's not much gnome
I can't
pop
think of
culture.
I can't. And they maybe probably show up in like episodes. Like there's that King of the Hill episode where Peggy gets the garden gnome and Hank is so embarrassed by it. Oh, so I guess not pop culture, but a fun gnome fact about the kidnappings. Right?
Oh shit!
Yeah, because that happens in that episode too, right?
They kidnap
the gnome, and then it gets broken, and then Hank has to find another one, right?
Right. So that was a big thing. Was people would kidnap gnomes and then take pictures.
Them on adventure.
Yeah.
And tell the owner about it.
We totally forgot the TripAdvisory fucking gnome. Oh my gosh. Okay, do you have your... Oh
my god! Yes! I forgot. I didn't even know. Oh my god!
And he's randomly being thrown off a fucking waterfall on vacation, and he's like, go to TripAdvisory or some shit. And now that you say the kidnapping, that makes so much fucking sense because they would take him on
fucking vacation. Oh my god!
Oh my god, that's so.
I love that.
Me too.
It's fun.
But that is so fucking funny. Yeah, right.
I can't. No, that's too much.
But that is so fucking funny. Now that you say that, it's so funny.
Because I thought it was really funny. It made me think of Traveling Stanley or whatever from school. I don't know if you guys did that in school, but when I was school age, there was this thing where you would color a guy, right? You'd color him, and your teacher would laminate him, and you would ask people in your life, like your parents' friends or your aunts and your uncles, whatever, to take this thing somewhere with them and take a picture of it wherever, and then you had to report back to school with where your guy had gone or what the fuck ever, mine disappeared for a couple years once, and then I got it back in a letter with a story of where it had been, and I was like, yeah, I failed that assignment.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you.
But I think I did the same thing to a kid as a teenager or an adult.
Oh my gosh.
They were not the best. You're relying on other people to do your assignment.
Well, also, what if your family's super broke and they don't go anywhere?
Well, that too. Yeah. Well, because also you can mail it places. I mean, that was the assignment. I remember mailing it to my mom's friend in Texas or something.
Oh.
Yeah, so that it could go places beyond where I lived, because we moved so much. Who knew where I'd live by the time that person came back from vacation?
Oh my gosh.
Oh god. But yeah, they would tell the people, they'd give a report to the owner when they returned the gnome, but then it turned into strangers taking the gnome.
Yeah, and then they were just downright holding them for fucking hostage.
Right? And then what was their gnome liberation?
Yeah, there was a gnome liberation group trying to get garden gnomes not to be in gardens anymore. And it makes me sad because I told Amber, I guarantee you it was probably a group of pagans.
Right. And it's cringy, man.
I want to get behind it. They want to,
Yeah,
they
sure.
want what's best for the gnomes.
Right,
but gnomes are spirits. They're not in the statues.
That's right, exactly. And half of them are made of resin, so
exactly. Right,
they're not going to biodegrade, unfortunately.
Which is sad because they used to be predominantly made out of clay.
Yeah, which did biodegrade.
Yes.
Sorry, Amber has some crazy beliefs, guys.
But people now want things that last longer.
They do, which is sad because glass can last long if you're careful with it, but plastic lasts longer and it's poison. Sorry guys, Amber has crazy beliefs.
No, it's true.
Yeah, no,
this is
I just read. Yeah, I know. It was gifted to me.
But we unfortunately we
live in
I
mean, you can work really hard. You can.
I see some people that put all their trash in one mason jar, and I think How do you do that? How do you do it? Like their trash for the month goes in a mason jar. And for the most part, it's probably like gum trash or something like that.
I admire them so much.
I know, it sounds very difficult. It sounds so difficult.
To do that. Like, I want to be that person that takes reusable containers to natural grocers and buys my...
But we don't really have areas like...
Well, we have the natural grocers. That's about it.
Yeah.
But, like, I want to be the person that, like, takes my reusable container and goes and gets cereal out of the big bin. Like, I want to be that person. But then, like... I have a household of picky-ass people.
Well, and it's hard with where we live. Like I said, there's not many places. Like I said, there's the one natural option that you can go to. And
in my
I
town,
don't think you can get cereal out of,
I'm not sure you can. They have a lot of stuff you can. Like, but again, like, their nuts come in plastic bags.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, the only way to avoid it is by getting the self-serve. So if you don't have self-serve options, and I don't know how many self-serve options
and there are places where they have,
limited.
like, shampoo self-serve, where you put it in reusable containers. But that's more in, like, New York City.
But gosh, yeah.
Or they have shampoo bar soaps, and I'm so sorry, that just sounds like it's going to make my hair so dry.
I can't use bar soap on my skin. I'm not putting it in my hair.
It just sounds like it would make my hair... Or there's, like, bar toothpaste, you know? Doesn't sound very hygienic to me, but I'm not hating. You know what?
Yeah, I'm not hating at all. I use activated charcoal for toothpaste, so hate on me if you want.
I used to.
I love my activated charcoal. My teeth feel so clean.
Do they?
I have never felt cleaner than when I use
charcoal. I ran out and never bought any more.
I really want to start taking charcoal tablets.
Oh, you can. Let me see.
Yeah.
Make
my best friend Ashley.
I mean,
that's what she's.
Oh, is that really what she said?
I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure.
Activated charcoal is so good for your outside and internal.
Oh, yeah.
And you can add it. It doesn't really have a flavor per se. I mean,
my toothpaste is mint flavored.
Well,
but
you can add it to smoothies. Really, you can add it like the powdered to smoothies. Really? You know what I mean? I mean, everything you eat will be black, but you can definitely
be kind of gritty. No, yeah, that would be grit in your teeth.
Yeah, because when I've used the tooth, it was.
But I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It's fine. I've gotten used to it.
Well, I don't know if it'd be that way. Like with the smoothie, do you think it would blend, or do you think?
I would think it would blend, but if any got left in your mouth, you might have some grit.
I bet it'd make your teeth black. That's funny.
I mean, if it was just like a tablespoon, I wonder. I don't know.
But I see people doing it all the time. Like they'll put it in their ice cream.
Oh, yeah, I like to brush my teeth, and then Corey comes in the bathroom while I'm brushing my teeth, and I'll be like, hey, baby. And it's like black lips, and he's like, kind of looks like a horror movie.
Oh, God.
Like, I've seriously thought about using my toothpaste in my Halloween costume, because it would be safe to have in my mouth.
I need to buy more.
You know?
Mine was minty, too.
Yeah, it's mint.
My sister gave it to me, so I never bought it.
It doesn't taste like mint.
Mine did.
It doesn't.
Mine did.
I can't taste anything.
But then again, it could be the residue left on my toothpaste from
right. Yeah, I was gonna say I've also usually I'm probably have the weirdest like pre-shower routine, but I want to get as much caffeine and nicotine in my system as I can before I load my toothbrush and use it. So I'll have 3 sips of coffee, and I don't.
Is there any
particular addictive person?
Oh,
I have no idea.
Is it because you need to take a minute after you brush your teeth, like with orange juice?
Oh yeah, I brush my teeth in the shower because I use the black charcoal powder, so it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
So I will my getting ready for my shower is I start brushing my teeth and then I get in and rinse it all off. But I'm not going to be able to use either of these things for a little while, and I have an oral fixation. So I'm just 3 big gulps of coffee, hit my vape a couple times. All right, I'll start brushing my teeth.
I used to be that way when I smoked weed every day. That was me. I'd be like, shit, I'm about to go hang out. I got to go to work. hold on. You know what I mean? I gotta take like 7 hits.
Oh, dude, see, like when we were teenagers, like we had this thing we called the weed
currently
fairy.
sober. I just want to say that I'm currently sober. So.
Yeah, and when I was a teenager, we had this thing that we called the weed fairy. That weed would randomly go missing in our household, and we'd be like the weed fairy.
It was the
it was the weed troll.
It was the Domovoy because he was like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Sharing.
Not sharing."
Yeah, right. We were kids. He was like, "You're a bad girl." But yeah, we called it the weed troll, not the weed fairy. Weed fairy would leave you weed, I guess, but not ours. Like, no, we had a weed troll.
I've never just randomly found weed.
No, never.
Me either. That never. I've lost it.
Yeah,
but that's never fucking happened.
Yeah, teen fun times. You know, now I'm an adult and all that fun stuff.
Right. I know. I'm like, sobriety. So anyway, are you a fan? I know. I'm like, are you guys a fan?
Yeah. What do you think of gnomes?
Let us know. Because I've noticed, and so I noticed a lot in my research. It says people either really like gnomes or they're not big fans of gnomes.
Why would you dislike them?
I don't know, but a lot of people do for some reason. Like my husband didn't like them. Some of them think they're really creepy. I don't think they're fucking creepy. I think they're cute as hell. You know, like.
I guess creepy is the one place I could see them.
I can't. So are you guys fans of gnomes, or do you think they're creepy?
What do you think, Melissa
and Dallin?
Shout out to our page. You like what I did there?
Yes,
I do. So I felt like it would be a more fun shout out.
That was fun. So Melissa and Dallin on our top tier patrons. If you want a shout out, or if you would love to make our fucking day, please check out our Patreon. This will be the link in the description. Absolutely. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Please. And check out our next week's episode.
Yeah, and if you want to see some pictures of Domovoy and brownies and gnomes, we'll get those together for our Instagram that you can check out at Witches Talking Tarot. And if you want to let us know what you think about gnomes, you can check us out at Classiest Witches on Twitter and tell us your thoughts.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us this evening.
Yeah, thanks for coming to sit with us for a spell. We love you, and we will see you next time. Yeah. Love in a platonic way, guys.
Not just platonic.